Dawn spills over the ruins of ancient Rome, then shines across the Tiber to bathe the façade of St. Peter's Basilica. There has been a church here on Vatican Hill for over 16 centuries, dedicated to the great apostle who is buried here. But how did this all begin? A man named Simon Peter traveled to the city 2,000 years ago. A follower of Jesus Christ and called Prince of the Apostles, Peter was imprisoned and sentenced to death. The bloody event took place at the Circus of Nero, used for chariot races but also for crucifixions. In the circus was a large obelisk brought to Rome from Egypt by Emperor Caligula. Here St. Peter was crucified, upside down because he did not feel worthy to be crucified upright as Jesus was. St. Peter's body was taken to the nearby Vatican Hill. There he was buried in the Vatican Necropolis, or the City of the Dead. Over the years, pilgrims visited the site. Emperor Constantine, a convert to Christianity, decided to honor the apostle with a more permanent structure, the original St. Peter's Basilica, completed in the 4th century. This St. Peter stood for over 1,200 years, until the Renaissance arrived and a new St. Peter's was built in the 1500s. Designed by talented artists of the time, including Michelangelo and Bernini, the basilica was finished in the early 17th century. St. Peter's Square, with its magnificent colonnade by Bernini, took its final form in 1675. Let's begin our visit to St. Peter's Basilica by strolling through St. Peter's Square. At the center of the square is that Egyptian obelisk that witnessed the crucifixion of St. Peter, moved to its current location in 1586 by order of Pope Sixtus V, a procedure remembered by this inscription. The move was not easy and required the use of over 40 cranes and over 900 men. Today, the obelisk stands as the silent witness to Simon Peter's crucifixion. It is also a sundial. Marble discs on the ground indicate the date and location of the obelisk's noontime shadow. Other marble markers encircling the obelisk make up the windrows. Installed in the mid-1800s, they indicate both compass points and wind direction. Another small marker in the northwest part of the square indicates the spot where Pope St. John Paul II was shot on May 13, 1981. Look above and you will see this mosaic of Mary, Mother of the Church. John Paul II blessed this mosaic several months after he was shot, thanking the Blessed Mother for saving his life. This is Bernini's magnificent colonnade, the circular shape said to symbolize the maternal and loving arms of the Church. On top of the colonnade are many statues of various saints. The statues at the top of St. Peter's façade are of Jesus, St. John the Baptist, and 11 of the Apostles, with a large statue of St. Peter below which we will visit later. The inscription on the façade remembers Pope Paul V of the Borghese family, who, as this inscription describes, quote, erected this basilica in the year 1612, the 7th year of his pontificate, in honor of the Prince of the Apostles. Close quote. The central loggia is where a new pope is announced and from where the Holy Father gives his famous Urbi et Orbi blessing. Immediately below the loggia is a relief showing Jesus giving the keys of the kingdom to St. Peter. Look to the right and you can see the roof of the Sistine Chapel. When a new pope is elected, white smoke pours out of a chimney installed here. Look farther right and you can see the papal apartments. The window with a wider horizontal beam is where the Pope gives his weekly Angelus message. Angels Unawares is the newest addition to St. Peter's Square. The work is by Timothy Schmaltz, who depicts migrants from various times and places, all gathered together in one sculpture. Even the Holy Family is here. Angels Unawares was installed in 2019 by order of Pope Francis and gets its name from Hebrews 13:2. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Colossal statues of St. Peter and St. Paul grace the entrance of the Basilica. St. Paul carries a sword, symbolizing his death by beheading, while St. Peter holds the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Both statues were installed by Pope Pius IX in the mid-1800s. Now that we have visited the square, we are ready to enter St. Peter's. In Part 2, we will see the entrance of the church and the north side of the Basilica.